I just came back from Guinea, so obviously the first dish I'm gonna make for you guys is one of our most favorite dish back home, and it's called Konkoi. So if you're not familiar with what Konkoi is, it's dried catfish, and we make it in a palm oil sauce. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Fatou, and today I'm gonna be cooking Konkoi sauce for you guys. So the first thing I'm gonna do is show you the ingredients that you need. It's very basic stuff that you can find at your local supermarket. The only thing that might be a little bit harder to find is the Konkoi fish, but you can find that normally at any African supermarket. Obviously, the first thing you're going to need is the Konkoi fish. I just brought this with me from Africa. I was in my freezer, that's why it's a little frozen, but I'm gonna thaw it before I use. And so this is green onions, and then I have one eggplant, 3 onions, 3 tomatoes, some garlic, 3 cube Maggi, and you want some peppers and some basil leaves. And here I have tomato paste and the palm oil you're going to be cooking it in. So like I said, very basic ingredients here. The first thing you want to do is pour your palm oil into your pot. And then you want to slice your eggplant just like this and then fry it in the oil. Okay, so while that's frying, we're going to use a food processor to blend the rest of our ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to put in is the garlic, and then I'm going to put in the pepper. I have 6 hot peppers here, but you don't have to use this much. This is to taste. And then I'm going to add the onion. So I'm adding 3 onions here, 3 small onions. If you have those, I usually have those big sizes from Costco. Usually like 1 or 1.5 of that is enough. And then I'm going to add the green onion. So this is the green onion. And now I'm going to add the basil. Smells so good. Last but not least, I'm gonna add the fresh tomatoes. And this is what the blend is gonna look like. You don't want to overdo it because you need it to fry and cook nicely. You don't want it to turn into a paste. You can press the eggplant at this point. Okay, so once the eggplant is done, you're gonna transfer that into your mixer. And now you want to take your tomato paste and pour that into your oil. You're going to allow that to fry for about like, I would say 2 minutes. After letting that fry for about 2 minutes, you want to add your onion mixture. At this point, you want to add some salt. So here I'm adding 2 spoons of salt. I'm going to add some water. Mix it well. Then you want to cover your pot and let that cook for a little while. Okay, so now you want to add your blended eggplant. And I'm going to add a little bit more water. And at this point, I'm going to add my cubes. So now you're gonna close that and let that cook. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the fish. So ideally you wanna remove this part of the fish and clean it in boiling water. But right now, it's actually working out. The fish is frozen, so I was thinking it wasn't gonna work. But yeah, you wanna remove that. Every time you're dealing with smoked fish or dried fish, make sure you pour boiling water on it before you cook it, because you want to make sure you clean it. That's first. And second, if there are any how do I call this, like little like asticles and stuff that got in, the boiling water will remove that before you cook it. It's not like dangerous if it's on it. You just don't want it in your sauce. So you remove that, and then at that point it's just a matter of cutting it. So you cut however you can. For me at this point, it's however I can cut it because it's frozen. Whew. I should probably use a knife. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna pour boiling water on it. See, the water is not very flattering, so this is why you want to add boiling water before you cook. So now I let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna rinse it out of that water. This technique is good for like any dry fish or smoked fish before you cook. Especially if you buy it in the store, because you don't know where it's been. You don't know how long they've had it. So you want to make sure you clean it properly. So I'm going to go with hot water again, but this time it doesn't have to be boiled water, just the hot water from the top, to rinse it out one more time. So this is exactly where you want your sauce to be. You want it to fry till the oil comes out. And now we're gonna add the fish. So what I personally like to do is at this point I'm gonna close this and let the fish simmer in the sauce for a little bit before I add the boiling water to it. So that way the fish will get all the full flavor of the sauce before I reduce it with the water. Okay, so it's been in there for a good 5 minutes. So now I'm gonna add pre-boiled water. Stir. At this point, if you wanted to add more pepper, this would be a good time. Also, if you had cassava, you can add it. I'm also gonna add some garden eggs. But this is not mandatory. This is optional. Okay guys, we are all done and this is what it looks like. Once your oil is up like this, you know you're done. Now you're ready to serve. You can serve this with rice, you can serve it with fonio, whatever you would like. You can even serve it with fufu if you want.